Okay. Look at the camera. Ali. Okay, is it working? Move that. Okay. Hi, my name is Trey Spear, and today for my first major informative speech, I will be talking and informing my audience about my favorite vacation spot. So, in the summer of 2022, my family and I were reluctant enough to be able to save enough money up to take a family trip to the beautiful country of Greece. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a different change of pace after being in the States all my life. This was the first time I'd ever traveled out of country. So it was very interesting to see how everything worked beforehand, before getting there, to have to travel out of the country. On my trip, we visited three different cities in Greece. We visited Athens, Greece, which was a very big city. We visited Mykonos, Greece, which is a very interesting and beautiful city. And we also visited Santorini, Greece, which was very beautiful and very colorful. And I would love to go back there again. Our first stop on the trip was Athens, Greece. Athens is the capital of Greece, for y'all that did not know that. It is a very big city. It's a very interesting city. There's nicer parts and less nice parts. Athens, Greece, is home to the Acropolis, as you can see here in the picture. According to J.J. Mark from World History Encyclopedia, the Acropolis is where the Greek gods lived when they were alive. So if you are a big mythology fan, you know about the Acropolis and that Zeus and Poseidon and the Greek gods like them lived here on Acropolis. Athens, when we got to Athens, we flew into the Athens International Airport. As you can see in this photo on the right here, Athens can be a very, very dirty and rundown city. The part that our hotel was in was very rundown, very nice. Our hotel, luckily, was a pretty nice hotel, especially for the area, but just the surrounding houses and streets and sidewalks around it were very dirty, very trashy, just very run down and not very well kept up. Even with all these dirty spots in the city, it still had a bunch of beautiful historical sites. Here are a couple of the historical sites that I visited. The first one is the Theater of Herodes Atticus, which is a theater where they performed many plays and music shows and musicals and stuff like that back in ancient history. As you can tell, it's obviously run down a lot because it's thousands of years old, but it was a very beautiful place to visit and be able to sit and act like you were watching a play. And the bottom picture is uh, the Panathenaic Stadium, where the first Olympic Games ever were held. So back hundreds and thousands of years ago, where the Olympics first started, was in this stadium, and you were actually able to run around the track on the stadium and go into the stadium and kind of play around and act like you were in those Olympic Games when they first existed, which was very cool and very fun to be at. Athens is also home to the Yamanaki Beach. It is a very beautiful beach with always has a lot of people, and as you can see in the picture, there's a bunch of pillows and stuff, bunch of places for your family to sit and relax as you just enjoy to play in the sand or go hang out in the water and just relax. It is a very, very beautiful beach that I would love to visit again. Our next stop on this trip was Mykonos, Greece. Mykonos, Greece is a very attractive city for tourists. Very many wealthy tourists go there. A bunch of actors and celebrities go there to kind of take a break from everything in the States and just kind of hang out and have a fun time. When we were there we probably went to over 150 shops of just souvenirs and Greek items that were very cool and very interesting to see. However, when I was in this city, I'd saved up some of my own money to buy souvenirs, and I actually spent over $1,000 just in the city alone on souvenirs and items and just a bunch of other stuff. I happened to buy a chessboard that was made completely out of ceramic, and the chess pieces were like little like Greek god looking characters. And if I remember right, the chessboard cost me about 600 euros, which is equivalent to about 650 US dollars. So it was a very expensive chessboard that I play quite a bit, and it was a very good buy for me. I think as much as I like playing chess, I thought it was a very interesting item to have. There are a few other like major tourist spots in Mykonos. Two of them are the beautiful beaches they have there, the Ornos Beach and the Panormus Beach. The Ornos Beach, right here in this picture, is very big beach. Of a lot of people there all at all times of the day. There are some really good restaurants where you can get some really good Greek food on this beach. They're in the sand, so you can get out of the water, walk up past your wherever you're set up on the beach, and go right into the restaurant, just like how you are, just to get a snack or a drink, something refreshing. A bunch of very good restaurants on this beach. The other beach is the Panormus Beach, which is even bigger than the Ornos Beach. Uh, the hotel we stayed at in Mykonos was actually right next to the beach, so we were able to basically leave our hotel room, walk down some stairs, and we were on the beach. So that was very convenient for us, especially since we spent a lot of our time here on the beach. Uh, we could hear people partying at all hours of the night on this beach. I mean, it was like the party never stopped here. So, I mean, at all times, there's always almost hundreds of people there, no matter what time of the day it was, just having fun and just living life. The water here is very beautiful. If you ever were able to go to beaches in anywhere, I'd say Greece is the place to go because the water is just so clear. You could be standing in the water and just see stuff under you, like beautiful fish and vegetation under the water. And it was just very cool to be able to look through the water and see all that stuff. As you can see in this bottom picture, there would be a bunch of yachts docked here on this beach. I mean, and these yachts are humongous. They were very big, expensive looking yachts with pools on them and hot tubs, and there were people always partying on those as well. And it was just very cool to see those yachts and be up close to those yachts when in the water. One of the biggest tourist attractions in Mykonos are the Kato Mili windmills. These are very famous windmills. You can see them in multiple movies, a lot of movies, especially when they're shot in Greece. Um, we were able to go in these windmills, and they're just like any other regular house. You're actually able to rent out night like a hotel. You're able to rent nights and stay in these windmills, which is right above the beach as well. According to BL Bums from Bucket List Bums, the best time to visit these windmills is in June and September to avoid big crowds and a bunch of tourists, but still also have the nice warm temperatures where you can enjoy a day outside in the sun on the beach while staying at these windmills. Our final destination was Santorini, Greece, and my this was my personal favorite spot that we visited. It was the most beautiful spot in my opinion. The best beaches, just the best tourist attractions to visit. Santorini, though, however, is a small city compared to Athens and Mykonos. It's more of just like a small town kind of feel. Like everybody kind of knows everybody. Kind of this only a couple bars and stores and stuff like that. Not as much as Mykonos, and then not as many people living there like Athens. It had quite a few bars that anyone can go into. The drinking age in Greece is 16, so you were able to go in the bar at age 16. So me and my dad went into bars like every single night just to kind of hang out and see how people partied in Greece and how they reacted in the bars and stuff like that, and see how different it was in from being in the States. They one interesting restaurant that they happen to have there that kind of surprised me was McDonald's. McDonald's was kind of similar to the one in the U.S. They had quite a few different other menu items that I had never seen before at a McDonald's. One being fish and chips, and they also had chili cheese fries, which were actually very, very good. Um, it kind of caught you off guard when you go to order and you look up at the menu and you see chili cheese fries at McDonald's, or you're able to get fish and chips at McDonald's. Like, definitely was different going into that McDonald's than it was one in the States. The uh, the bars, yeah, I talked about the bars, how they're 16 years old is how they get in there, and the drinks there are surprisingly cheap. So that is how these bars make their money. They would be like $3 for a drink, and people would just get drunk and keep drinking and drinking all night long until they eventually couldn't drink anymore. Um, it was a very fun time in the bars, just watching people and watching drunk people, how they act, how they would react talking to random strangers, how they would interact with each other even though they didn't know each other. They were just drunk and just trying to have a good time. Probably the biggest tourist attraction in Santorini, though, however, is the Black Sand Beach. And this was probably my favorite place in Santorini. It was very cool. It was very different. I'd never seen anything like it ever before. So the sand on this beach is completely black. It is like jet black colored. Like, you walk down there, it feels and looks the exact same as normal sand. It's just completely black, which like is very different and very cool to see, especially after seeing all normal beaches in the States. According to the travel guides from SantoriniViewing.com, the black sand is a result from a volcanic eruption that happened thousands of years ago, around 1600 BC. So there was this big volcano that erupted, and all the volcanic ash um, drifted onto this beach, turning the sand black, and it just continuously kept the sand black for all these thousands of years. And when you're on the beach, it looks like there is no sign of the beach ever not being black. So it's a very cool tourist attraction spot. Uh, in this picture, I was playing catch with a baseball just because I don't know. I thought it would be cool to play catch in another country, especially on a beach that was known for having a different color sand. There was a few like small vendor spots on this beach. I was able to try European ice cream for the first time, which it's basically the same as American ice cream, but the texture and the feel of it, like in your mouth, was kind of different. It was more like a thick, kind of almost like, I guess, gelato kind of feeling, but it wasn't really the same as gelato. Uh, it was different kinds of flavors though. They had weird named flavors that in Greek that I cannot read. I cannot read anything in Greek. But they were very good, and I'd actually like to try those again. So they thought they were very good. And that's pretty much it. That was my Greece trip. If you are ever planning on taking a trip out of country, I highly recommend going on a trip to Greece. I think the entire family would love it. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's not stressful, not a lot of crime or anything like that happening in the areas. So you can live stress free for a couple weeks, hang out on the beach, get your suntan on, try different foods, learn about a different culture. And I hope I gave you some good information to possibly visit there for yourself one day. Uh, I would love to go back here, and that's it. Thank you.